We are winding down Unit 2, so let's get to it. Now, I alluded to this in the homework video when we introduced equilibrium price. How do shortages and surpluses affect the price? So I would highly recommend writing everything on this slide down because this is the take home from this video. So we have two things we're dealing with here, two issues if you will. A shortage is a situation in which the quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied, aka a shortage is when there's not enough stuff. Guys, please put that out to the side. A shortage is when there's not enough stuff. That's how you and I would describe it to one another, but the economic definition, those of you that go on to do businesses, major in business and things like that, the definition you need to know is when the quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied. Now, the way a free market takes care of shortages is that suppliers will raise the price when faced with shortages, and we'll do some graphic examples here in a moment. Okay, so a shortage is when the price is below the equilibrium price. Now, a surplus is a situation in which the quantity supplied is greater than the quantity demanded. In general, when there is a surplus, that means there is too much stuff. Publix has a surplus of milk, so they put it on sale. They lower the price when faced with surpluses. A surplus generally happens because the price is above equilibrium. Now again, in last night's video, I alluded to this. When there is a shift of demand or supply, that is just an outright change of equilibrium price. When there's a shift is caused by the determinants. However, when we are dealing with equilibrium price, and if the quantity demanded or the quantity supplied change independently of one another, that's going to cause a shortage or a surplus. In other words, when there is a movement on the supply or demand curve caused by a change in price, that's going to affect the equilibrium price by way of shortages and surpluses. This is best seen by... Okay, I have some super nice, pretty lines for you this time. So you guys know by now, this is my equilibrium price and quantity, whatever it is. I have my demand curve and I have my supply curve. So the first thing we're going to do is graph a shortage. So if you recall, a shortage happens when the quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied. And I also said that shortages happen below equilibrium price. This is one of those things, you just have to see it to understand it. So watch what I'm about to do here, all right? Let's pretend that this point right here is the quantity demanded for whatever product. Now, let's at the exact same time pretend that at this particular price, this is the quantity supplied, okay? So this right here, this line right there, that represents our shortage, okay? So right now, this probably looks like just a pretty graph to you guys. Let me explain what's going on here. What we have it here is a situation in which at this price point right here, this price, let's say it's $2 for whatever it is, at this price right here, because of the law of supply, let's pretend that's a low price, suppliers at a lower price are willing to supply less of a product than at higher prices. So at this particular price point, suppliers are only willing and able to supply this amount right here. Conversely, on the consumer side of the market, at this particular price point, because of the law of demand, the quantity demanded is significantly higher. So at this $2 price point, the quantity demanded is a lot higher. So once again, what we have is we have a situation in which the quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied, and this is called a shortage. Now, this is a little bit beyond high school right here, but I'm about to show you guys this little triangle right here, this triangle up to equilibrium and down to the shortage line. This right here represents the shortage, okay? So that little triangle right there represents the shortage. I said that's a little college level, but I want you guys to know that for my class because I find it to be quite important, okay? So that little triangle right there is the shortage. So class, here's my question to you. what should be done to reduce or to eliminate this shortage? Remember, equilibrium price is right here. This is where we should be, right here. But because quantity demand is greater than quantity supplied, we're way down here at this $2 price. Equilibrium price should be $3 according to market forces, but for numerous reasons, it's down here at $2. Now, the way we handle a shortage is that the suppliers will generally raise the price of their good or service. So if suppliers see that there is a shortage, here's what they do. And I know this sounds really messed up, but think about it from the supplier side. If there's a shortage, they assume that, okay, well, the price is simply too low because they know the law of supply and the law of demand. So what suppliers do to eliminate this triangle here in the middle, to eliminate the shortage, is they increase the price. Okay, so let's look at the law of supply here. So the price has increased. There's a raise in price. Therefore, the quantity supplied is going to raise as well. Oh, that's excellent. So the price is going to go up and the quantity supplied is going to go up. Good. So it looks like we're back at equilibrium, but wait, there's still the demand side of the market. The demand is down here. All right, class, you know the law of demand. So if the price is raised, what happens to the quantity demanded? When price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. So when the price is increased in a shortage, that means suppliers supply more. So we move back up to this point right here. And because of the price increase, consumers demand less, which moves the quantity back. And look, we're right back where we should be, right at equilibrium. All right, let's move on and cover a surplus. Okay, so you guys know that a surplus is when there's too much stuff. That is, the quantity supplied is greater than the quantity demanded. Here's how this is illustrated. So let's say that the quantity currently being supplied is right here, but the quantity demanded is over here. So at this particular price point, the law of supply is at work. Suppliers want to supply this much, however much this is. At this current price point, because this is a higher price above equilibrium, the quantity demanded has indeed gone down. So here is our surplus line. Remember, guys, a surplus is when there's too much stuff. So once again, we have a situation in which the quantity supplied way down here is greater than the quantity demanded way over here. All right. Now, just like before, I want you guys to know this. This little triangle right here, this triangle right here that I'm doing a very poor job of filling in, this represents the surplus. So my next question to the class is, how in the world do we handle a surplus? Guys, think about this. Pretend you're a business owner. When you have too much of something and you need to get rid of it, let's pretend it is Publix and they have too much milk and they need to get rid of it, aka sell it before it expires. So what is Publix going to do to the price of milk to get rid of their surplus? They are going to reduce the price. Guys, a lot of time when you see things on sale, it's not because the company loves you. They just want your money, or they made a mistake and have a surplus they need to get rid of it. So a lot of times, I hate to break your hearts, when things go on sale, it's not because companies love you. It's because they made a mistake and they have to get rid of their surplus, okay? So what they will do is, what Publix will do in that example is Publix will lower the price. Let's say that they have milk currently at $5 a gallon, and even though Publix is selling, 100 gallons an hour or something like that, that's the equilibrium price. At this price point, Publix wants to sell 150. But look, that's not happening because at this price point, consumer demand is only 50. And I'm just making these numbers up. So Publix is going to reduce the price. They're going to move to $5 a gallon down to $4 a gallon. So they're going to move from here to here. And look at what happens. It's a beautiful thing. When the price decreases, that means the quantity demanded increases. So the price decrease, the quantity demanded is going to increase as well. And looky there, we are back at equilibrium price. All right, guys, these graphs are starting to get much more intense than they were 2 or 3 weeks ago. So if you follow me here, you're doing quite well. We're going to be doing additional examples in class over the course of the next few days. And that brings us to our LEQ in review. Our LEQ is how do shortages and surpluses affect price. A shortage or surplus is when the quantity supplied or quantity demanded strays from the equilibrium price. A shortage is when price is below equilibrium, and a surplus occurs when price is above. The way we take care of shortages is by increasing the price. The way we take care of surpluses is by reducing the price. Thank you all for watching the video. See you in class.